Hey, yo, Transformers, what the Like, is this possible? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this. My name is Brandon Aries, and welcome to the Sanctuary. Just shy of an hour ago, I saw Transformers Rise of the Beast. It isn't what I expected. Trust me when I say that. The whole Unicron key kind of felt very Allspark-esque, but I wanted to let it ride. It was just the beginning of the film, and I didn't want to be too critical. But I mean, you know most Transformers movies. It's the Autobots. Oh, you gotta defeat the Decepticons because they're trying to take over the world. So the military gets in and bang, bang, bang. CGI. Explosion. That's the usual formula for the Transformers movies, right? But for this one, not really. I mean, yes, there's the whole robot takeover and the fate of the world lies in a key with the fate of the universe in the balance. But no military got involved, and they kind of traveled farther than just New York or California, which I think added to the difference and the contrast versus other Transformers films. And to me, it felt different, like a different story was being told versus the same story again and again and again. I actually thought the Beast Transformers, aka the Maximals, those are pretty cool. And I think they added a new element to the story that's pre-existing. Like, there's another race of the Autobots or the society on Cybertron. Now there's like animal robots and not just robot cars. You know, Anthony Ramos is in this movie, and I remember him from Hamilton, which he did great in that. In this, he plays former military Noah Diaz. He's got a little brother that has sickle cell disease, and he does his best to be the good big bro that this kid needs. He struggles to do the right thing, and the bad things are tempting just to make ends meet. Despite all that, he still does his best to be a good big bro for his little bro. The transformations in this film looked super clean, and it kind of goes to show the evolution of CGI and what's possible in these films now versus 10 years ago. Though when it comes to the plot of this film, it takes different elements from a couple movies. There's the usual Transformers one where there's a robot takeover, good robots versus bad robots, and the universe is in peril. Then there's the whole heist part of the movie where you gotta take something to protect the universe. Oh, the bad guys took it, so now you gotta steal it back part of the movie. And then there's the all-out war because the fate of the balance of the universe is there. You see how that just gets kind of messy? I think they should have just kept it to the Unicron is like the key to saving the universe. The bad guys are after it, the Autobots and the Maximals are after it, and they get a human to somehow be mixed in there to save the universe. See? Clean. Where is my writer's room card? One point that I liked in this film was the Autobots being kind of divisive in the beginning, kind of watching out for their, quote, own kind. But with that, they don't trust the humans still. They have their hesitations and reservations. With this, there's even resistance against the Maximals when they show up. But then they realize that they shouldn't be fighting this war separately. They should be fighting together as one. And you also see this play out at the end of the film with the final battle. Now, the final battle felt very Endgame-esque. The Autobots and the Maximals, and even the two humans, Noah and Lena, kind of have their own Avengers Assemble moment with everybody. And I will admit, it did look pretty cool, but it also looked cliche and already done before. So for a nerd like me, it was kind of like, oh cool, they got their own little Avengers Assemble thing. But even the battle that took place in the final act was very Endgame-like. I mean, even Bumblebee had like a Captain Marvel moment just soaring through the sky. It's not a spoiler. For me, that battle and that whole Bumblebee scene felt very, can I take your homework and copy it, but I'll just make it look a little different? Of course, during this final battle is where you really see all of the budget pretty much. But I mean, the fight scenes were awesome. And I mean, for a summer blockbuster like this, I think it really made out well. And I'll be honest, when I started watching this movie, I had the expectation that it was going to be mediocre to bad. After viewing it, I'll give it a mediocre to decent scoring. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. But it's not bad. You see where it's like the fine line? I thought it was going to be bad, but it ended up exceeding my expectations in a good way. And another way it exceeded my expectations was the ending. The ending threw me for a total loop because it was so out of left field and I wasn't expecting such an action to happen that I was just like, Hey, yo, Transformers, what the like, is this possible?
What?
And I don't have a huge knowledge of the Transformers lore and mythos, but I don't even know if this has even happened in the past. Maybe? But I don't want to spoil it because I want you, the viewer, to see this movie and let me know what you thought about the ending, because I'm still confused as to how that works and how they're gonna make it moving forward. Overall, I thought this movie was all right. Like I said, it definitely exceeded my expectations, but I still didn't love it, and there could have been things that could have been done better, like the dialogue. No, I like your glasses. What? Stop. But those are my thoughts on Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Did you see it? Are you going to see it? Let me know in the comments down below, especially about that ending. And if you like this video, please be sure to drop a like. It is always so much appreciated here in the Sanctuary. And if you're new here, subscribe and hit that notification bell for every single week this other boy pops up in your feed. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace.